Hello there, welcome back to another video. So I know it's been a little bit for me since I uploaded, and that was because I was just focusing on things for myself. So obviously I work full time, and I've been trying to pick up extra hours for overtime, so that's kind of taken a bit more of my time than usual. And then also I've just kind of been trying to, I guess, focus on myself a little bit and focus on just being like a better version of myself. So that means like enrolling in therapy and drinking lots of water and eating things at home more. So it's just been kind of like a cycle of trying to do things for myself, like one thing at a time, but also trying to just implement like good habits as well. And I think a lot of that was just kind of like a lot to deal with all at once. And so drawing kind of took a little bit of a back stance. I put it on the back burner a little bit. So that's kind of where I've been and what I've been doing. But obviously I want to get back into it. I feel like I take breaks every now and then for myself. I feel like this one was more of a longer one. But it was needed, I feel like. But yeah, I'm back now. And this drawing was something that was just kind of like really random. And I don't know why I had this idea to draw this girl. I think just like mostly like Halloween vibes. Like I love Halloween and I love like fall, so I wanted to draw something kind of spooky. So she has like, teeth, and there's like eyeballs in the background. You'll see more of that later. And this was very much like a mixed media piece, so I was using alcohol markers, gel pen, and then also like Prismacolor colored pencils on top. So it was fun. It was like really nice to do something super mixed media, because I don't normally do that. It's mostly just not watercolor. It's normally just alcohol markers or like just acrylic paint or just colored pencils. I usually don't mix that much, but I've been kind of getting into that more, just like using a bunch of mixed media, because I think it gives it more dimension, and I see a lot of other artists do it as well. So I think it's just one of those things that works really well. I love her oversized green hoodie. It reminds me of number 3 from Kids Next Door. If you guys ever watched that, she's really cute. She's like very like peppy and uppity, and like she loves like cute things. Like she loves collecting like stuffed animals. I think the ones she collected were the rainbow monkeys, and I don't know, it was really cute. So she was always my favorite. So I think that in terms of the sweater, that's kind of subconsciously where it came from. As far as the girl, I have no clue. It was just random. I was like, let's just draw something and, figure it out later. As always, I do love the sketches more than like the finished product. That's just something that I always struggle with. I always like the sketch better than the final one. It's just one of those things. I don't know. I feel like the sketches always have more like movement and dimension, and then when I get to like, the fully rendered colored piece, that's when it's like, I don't know, it just looks different. It's just not, I guess, how I pictured it in my head. And I think that's something that I struggle with a lot too, is like, okay, like how do I get my ideas onto paper exactly how I see it in my head? And most of the time I can do it for the most part, but it's never like 100%. So I don't know if that's just like a me thing or if that's like a everybody thing, but I do struggle with like, I don't know, just trying to like get everything that I want on the paper like on there. But yeah, I don't know. It was fun just to kind of like sit down with my sketchbook. That's something that I've missed a lot. And something that like obviously I should do more. And I think part of that is just like keeping my desk clean. Because a lot of times if there's a bunch of stuff on it, I'm not going to want to like work on it, you know what I mean? So I've just been trying to like keep everything like nice and clean, and that was another thing too, just like keeping up on things like around the apartment, like dishes. I get very overwhelmed if like dishes are just like stacked up in the sink. It's something that like really, really bothers me. So I've just been trying to like, you know, keep up on those, and like right after I use them, like wash them, because anytime they're stacked up even just a little bit, I don't know what it triggers inside of me. I don't know if I got like OCD or something. But it makes me just go feral. It makes me go insane. I hate like clutter or like things that are just like stacked up. Like I don't know what it is. I hate it. So that's another thing too, is just like trying to keep everything like very much in its place. So that way I don't go insane. Obviously not actually insane, but it's just one of those things that like bothers me. I don't know. I feel like I've always been like that. I feel like ever since I was little, just like everything, like if it doesn't have a spot, I'm just like, okay, why do I even have it, type of thing. But yeah, so here I'm coloring these eyeballs, and like they look creepier than I originally intended for them to look. Again, I was going for like Halloween vibes, but I don't know, like I tried to make them all like different colors, you know, and they just like, it looks better later on when I render it, but just watching me color these, it looks so weird, because I never ever draw things like this. And then also I had to go in the entire background and color it black. So that was another thing that took quite a bit. But I don't know, I like coloring. I think it's very like therapeutic. I think that's why, you know, a lot of places sell like those adult coloring books and stuff like that, because it's one of those things that it's like, it's kind of mindless, you know, unless you're using alcohol markers, then it's like you got to be careful so you don't like blend into something else you didn't want to blend into. But I think it's really fun. I love coloring. I just got a Nightmare Before Christmas coloring book from Five Below, so I'm gonna color in that. It's like one of those intricate ones too, like it's like very detailed, so I'm excited to use it and color in it. I think I'll probably get some like water-based markers for it, or maybe just use like crayons. But I was looking at the Ohuhu water-based markers, and I was thinking maybe I could use that like with colored pencils, or maybe just colored pencils, or like just crayons. The only thing with like with crayons, it's like you get like that waxy buildup, so that's something I don't like. I don't know, I think it's just like a texture thing. I just don't like weird textures, like the waxy buildup from crayons or like pastels, or like, I don't know, anything that's like slimy and gross. Like, I don't know. I think I don't know what that's called. I feel like it's called something when like you don't like certain textures. I can't think of the word right now, but I'm pretty sure it's something. It's gotta be. I feel like it, because there's like weird names for everything. Like there's like, you know, people that have like the phobia of water is called something, just like arachnophobia is like fear of spiders. I definitely have that. I hate spiders so much. They're so gross. I think it's the legs. I think the legs get me. It's like anything that has more than like 4 legs freaks me out. So like, you know, like dogs and cats have 4 legs, that's fine. Horses have 4 legs, that's fine. But then it's like when you get into insects, they have like 6 or more, and it's like, it's just so gross. I don't know. I don't like bugs. I know that's weird. But I just don't like them. So yeah, I had to kind of like chisel out these eyeballs because I messed them up really bad. Like I was trying to keep them circular, and I like made them all like lopsided. So I tried to like salvage them as best I could, but obviously I'm not like gonna make it perfect, because there was no way at that point that I could make it perfect. So I tried. I went in with my acrylic white marker, and I was like, let's try to fix this. Let's try to, you know, help it out a little bit. But it just, you know, things didn't exactly go as planned, but that's okay. That happens every time I color something. It just kind of like loses itself a little bit, and then I gotta kind of like bring it back to life. So that was why I went in with the Prismacolor colored pencils. And thank you to my friend Emily for giving me her whole set when she moved. So they were like basically brand new. So I have a lot of colored pencils now, so that's fun. I did have some of my own, but I lost them. I don't know where they went. I lose like random things. Like, I don't know why I like happens. It just does. But I'll lose like a whole pan of colored pencils, or like my AirPods. I'm like, where did they go? Like, I can't find them, and it's like always in like a really random spot. So that's another thing too. I'm trying to like put things in their correct place so I don't lose them. I'm normally pretty good about it. Like, I'll put my keys in the same spot. I think it's just more so things I don't use every day that are more like obscure items to me that I just don't know where they're at. So one day I'll find my colored pencils. One day. I don't know about anytime soon, but we will find them one day. But in the meantime, I have the ones that Emily gave me. So yeah, I'm really happy that I have them. So thank you to her. And I liked outlining her hair in like this lighter color. I think it like made it pop a lot more. It just like stands out more from the background, which is something that I wanted and something that I needed, because she was kind of getting lost in there a little bit. And at the end of the day, when I do my drawings, like, it's basically the character that's the focus, not so much the background or anything else. Like, obviously backgrounds are more so for like supporting the character, but I needed to have her stand out a bit more, and that's why I'm kind of like adding in more color here and there to kind of like flesh things out. But yeah, I really like using the colored pencils on top of the marker. I think that's a really good like strategy, because the marker gives it like a good base layer, and then you can go in with the colored pencils and render everything out. So I think that was something that I really enjoyed and something that I really liked. But yeah, so let me know if you like this artwork, and let me know if you kind of do this type of thing as well, where you're doing like a lot of like mixed media, because I feel like it looks really nice. And obviously I'm using the Moleskine sketchbook. This is the one that I always use. You guys know that if you've been around for a while. It's my favorite sketchbook. And then on the opposite pages, I'll just like glue in or tape in paper. I'll usually, like, I think this one that I'm working on is Bristol paper, which is very similar to like any marker paper that you can find. And it's pretty inexpensive. I get like a big pad of it, and then I just cut it down to size and tape it in there. I've been trying to make more use of my sketchbook, so basically using both sides of the paper if I can. Obviously I'm not going to force myself to use every single side of the paper, but I will try my best to like make use of all the space I have, so that way it's not like wasteful, I guess. So that's something I've been trying to do as well, is like not be as wasteful with things. Like, if I can reuse things, I'm going to reuse them, whether it be like packaging or you know, old art supplies that I could still squeeze out, or making use of the space in my sketchbook. So it's just one of those things that I'm trying to be more conscious of as well. And then I do go in here with my acrylic markers and kind of just add some like splashes of color to like liven it up a bit, because I feel like the black was just very, very daunting. But yeah, so let me know if you guys like this video, and let me know what you would like to see me draw next, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!